Hello and welcome back to Destin Business Forum, a television show for members of the Destin Chamber of Commerce, brought to you by our friends at Cox Communications. Glad to have you with us. Again, I'm Shane Moody, President CEO of the Chamber, and glad to be your host. A couple of good friends of mine on here right now. We share a parking lot. We share an office complex. We've got Jeff Moody and Michelle Royce from Emerald Coast Business Intermediaries. Thank you guys for coming today.
Thank you for having us.
Sure thing. Always good to have a neighbor on the show with me. I feel a little comfortable with y'all guys. Tell me a little bit about what a business intermediary is.
Well, quite simply, a business intermediary is a professional that is trained to buy and sell businesses professionally.
Okay, so tell me how that's different from a broker or a realtor.
Well, what we do is that we handle a small business sale just like we would a larger mergers and acquisitions transaction.
Okay, so I've got a business, I want to sell it, I would come see you guys and y'all would take care of handling that for me.
Sure thing, and what we would do is no cost for the initial meeting. Come in, let's talk about it. If you're interested in moving forward, we'll gather information, and at no cost, we'll give you our idea of what we think we can sell it for. We feel like that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is the process? I mean, I would come and see you, we'd sit down and talk about it. At that point, what do we do after that?
Well, after the initial conversation, we will give you a checklist, and it would have on it the things that we would need for our team to meet and develop that valuation I was talking about. Now, it is not a certified independent third-party valuation. We can do that, but that's outside the scope of what we normally do. We would farm that out essentially and give you the same kind of thing you get if you had an SBA loan and they ordered that. What you will get is a pretty good idea of what your business will sell for, really, and you can decide at that point, do you want to move forward or not? Our process is very structured, and that makes a difference compared to not having a process.
Yeah, and the structured process probably makes it easy for the person trying to sell the business, correct?
It does, because when you explain the steps, people say, yeah, that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
Just kind of the way we do it.
It's basically like running a business, and I think people can relate to that, can't they?
Right.
Yeah. How do you determine and how do you know what a business is worth?
Boy, that's a big question. Unlike just about anything else you know, where you can either go on the internet or somewhere and find out, you know, what your car's worth, your truck's worth, your house is worth. There's lots of places you can get an idea. A business value is composed of about three different things. You got the hard asset value, that's what the stuff's worth. You've got the business value, and the difference there is goodwill. That number is driven primarily by the cash flow of the business. Okay. And then if you have real estate, which some of our companies do, you just add the fair market value of the real estate on top to come up with the aggregate number. And that's a simplified way of looking at it. It's a little more complicated than that, but that's how you do it.
Yeah, nothing's ever that simple, is it?
No, but that's a simple explanation of a difficult concept.
Right. Now, the experience that you two have probably lends to the success of your company as well. How long have you two been in the business? How did you stumble into it? You know, what led you to become a business intermediary?
Well, the business has been in Destin for 5.5 years.
Right.
Daniel Herring and I joined the team about 4 years ago.
Okay.
However, Jeff's been selling businesses for 24 years now. He is a managing intermediary as well as a broker of record, with his wife Sherry running the office and doing the marketing aspect.
We got a great team with a lot of experience, and we also have people that help us. We've got an analyst that's got a lot of M&A experience that's out of Arkansas that we can bring in if we need to. We've got a lot of good folks.
Right.
How do you get in this business? I don't know. I was looking for a business to buy in Dothan, Alabama, and said, well, you know, maybe let's do this, and that's how you can find one.
Right.
So that's how we got it.
And now you're in Destin doing it, right?
Well, I am, and that's a blessing. A mutual friend introduced us to the company's founder,
Okay.
Greg Hasley, who's a entrepreneur that's done all kinds of stuff. And the mutual friend said, you know, you really need Jeff. Talk to him. And after meeting at Dewey Destin's and going through some preliminaries, we came down here, and I said, what's not to like? You're in a place you love. I've been coming here all my life with people you love, doing what you love.
Right.
I mean,
there's a lot to be said.
There absolutely is.
Yeah, and one of our common themes today, too, has been community involvement of our guest.
Right.
I'm in Rotary with you. I see you at community events, not just chamber events, but community events. Talk about your community involvement and why you think that's important.
Oh, good. You're involved in quite a bit in Destin. We're also members of the other chambers.
Right.
So bringing that all together into one common area has been very beneficial.
Yeah.
Learning about all the businesses in the area, getting to know the business owners.
Right.
When you look at what all these organizations do, the Chamber, Destin Rotary, you mentioned earlier Maddie Kelly, all these things, that's what makes this area what it is, and it's great. And the only way that happens is there are people volunteering their time and involved. I mean, it doesn't just happen.
Right.
You and I have some real good friends that we know that they're in everything.
They're in everything.
Every time you turn around, they're doing it.
Right. And I think that's important because it strengthens the community, and I think that's what drives it. You know, you mentioned one of the people say, why do you think Destin's so great? And I said, we're a small community with big city amenities. I mean, there's always something to do here. So if people needed to get in touch with you, I know RJ's throwing it up on the screen, website and phone number, how would they find you rather than coming to the chamber and walking across the street?
That's the easy way.
Yeah.
That's the directions I get.
Exactly. And that is the best way to visit with us because of the confidentiality of selling a business.
Right.
To come and
so RJ's throwing it up there. What's your phone number?
Oh, it's 424-7541.
Okay, great. The website is?
ECBrokers.com.
Right. And in about 10 or 12 seconds, if somebody's looking to buy or sell a business, why should they come see you?
You want to take it or you want me to?
It's all you, Jeff.
Well, most people don't buy and sell houses very often.
Right.
They hardly ever sell a business, sometime only at the end of that career. You need someone that's got the experience and knowledge and will work with you as your agent. Unlike most real estate, we act as a seller's agent if we're selling your business.
Okay.
It's a different level of responsibility. They ought to come see us, hear what we have to say, and they can like us or not. It's not going to hurt our feelings. We'll still be friends.
And thank you for being with us. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us this month, and we'll see you next time.